after the vicious attack. "Sorry. This is hard." "You're doing fine," the officer said as she glanced up from her notepad. "Just describe what you saw." Alexis bit her bottom lip. It was this figure, a strange man, standing on the other side of the room, over by the dresser in front of my jewelry boxes. It looked like he was wearing all black with something dark draped over his head. I thought he was stealing my jewelry, but now he knew I was awake since I had called out. I had to get out of there. I wanted to grab my cochlear implant. I always store it in a case before I go to bed. But there wasn't enough time. I jumped up and ran to the door. She pulled the towel more snugly around her shoulders. And that's... She paused, her voice cracking. "That's when he grabbed me." She said it in almost a whisper. The officer leaned forward. "Grabbed you where?" From behind. He wrapped his arms around me. It felt like he was choking the life out of me. I could hardly breathe. He yanked me up, clear up off the floor, started dragging me back toward the bed. She paused and rocked jerkily back and forth. At first, I was too freaked out to fight, but it came to me that he was going to do something horrible to me. I knew. I kicked as hard as I could, but he just would not let me go. He kept dragging me. Then I remembered using my metal nail file while waiting for Marcus to come home. I had left it on the nightstand and managed to grab it. He had long sleeves, but I kept stabbing as hard as I could. When he loosened his grip, I reached up and jabbed the pointed end at his face. I couldn't believe it when he finally let me go. I ran out and down the stairs. I was scared to death. I had no idea where he was or if he was following me, since I can't hear much without my implant. Not even my own screams. But I kept screaming and running. When I got down toward the bottom of the stairs, I noticed that all 3 locks on the front door were still locked. That startled the crap out of me. I had assumed he came in that way. It would take time to undo all of them, and I didn't want to stop. For all I knew, he was right behind me. So I ran down the back hallway into the sitting room. Alexis paused to catch her breath, her heart pounding. The officer sat and waited, patiently tapping her pen on the notepad. Alexis was tempted to say that it was too much, too difficult to go on. But she knew she had to get through it if she wanted them to get him. "The door in that room leads to the patio and straight down to a walkway by the lake," she continued, as the officer nodded with encouragement. "I almost never go out there by myself at night. It's too close to the water. I was very athletic as a child, baseball, basketball, track, but I never learned to swim all that well. I worry that I'll walk too far and fall in, but I recently started swimming lessons. My husband insisted after we got married and I moved in, and so I decided to take a chance. I didn't think I had much of a choice." Before I could reach the door, I felt something really sharp cut my feet. The big pane had been completely smashed. Broken glass was all over the floor in front of the door. That was where he broke in. I reached down to brush the glass off my foot. It was all wet and sticky with blood. I gasped. I wasn't sure how loudly and thought maybe he heard me. So I decided to hide. As soon as I turned around, I slipped and almost fell because of all the blood. I ran and ducked behind the couch, tried to figure out where he was. Maybe he was gone. I just didn't know. I worried that he would sneak up from behind any second and I wouldn't even know he was coming. I've never been